Hi, and welcome to another one of my Gimp tutorials. Today I'm just going to paint on a image and try to make it look as realistic as possible. Um, the steps are pretty straightforward. Basically, I will create a layer and I'll paint on top of that. First thing I'm going to do is create that layer, and I'm not going to name it. You can name it if you want. I'm only going to be using one new layer, so it's really easy for me to recognize it. So what I want to do is to pick out the paintbrush that I'm going to use and the size. I'm going to go with yellow first as a color. And the mode I'm going to use is the behind mode. And you'll know why in a second. But if you look at the graffiti that's already here, if you look close, you can see that the brick kind of comes through it a little bit. That's the effect that I want when I paint down on this image. I want to see something in the background. Again, that's going to add to the realism. So let's see, I want the size to be about that big. And I'm just going to do a simple number. So, and actually I want my opacity to be a little better than that. So I'm going to make it about 80. There we go. Now I want to paint a 17. And I'm going to go in and add some red to that. Alright. Right now, it looks like I just basically painted on an image. So what I'm going to do is drop the overall opacity of that layer down to about 70. And I'm also going to paint a little grime down on it. And for that, I really want to, in about a 20 opacity, make my brush a little bigger. Go in and paint a little bit on that. And I could even probably drop that opacity just a tad bit more. Now another thing you can do while you're in that top layer is you can go in and sort of smudge this a little bit. And again, that's going to add to, sort of make it look a little more aged, like it's been there for a while. Um, and let's see here. Let me go in, make this a little bit smaller. Not that small. And I'm going to pull on it a little bit and bring down some streaks. Another thing you could do as well is if you want it to look a little thicker and you want to make it look like it belonged there, you can go in and kind of smudge and pull down and make it look like it ran a little bit, like it's dripping off the wall. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and just erase a little bit here and there, make it look like weather and time have sort of did its thing basically. And then another thing I can do is go in and pick a different brush, and in this case I'm going to pick one that sort of breaks it up when I go down. And let's see, there we go. Add a little more spotting to it. And that's another thing you can do. You can go in and I'm going to actually make it a little better and erase a little of the edges. Again, the point of it is to make it look real natural, like it belongs on the wall. And that's not bad. If you look closely, you can see that you can sort of see some of the stuff behind it. If I had more time and I want to get a little more serious about this, and I can basically just work more on some of the little details that basically when we look at things we notice. So thank you for your time. Bye-bye.